Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog by Brain Terse is all about tackling procrastination and leading a life of succeed by climbing all the mountains one plans to surmount. Eat the Frog by Brain Terse is a well written and easy to digest list of 21 tips to help you stop procrastination and get more work done. Do you also have a habit of postponing things? Do you need to help doing something at the right time? Do you want to do a lot in your life but can't manage it? Do you need to help understanding what to do first and what to do later? If these questions surround you and need help understanding what you do preciously, this is book summary for you. Eat That Frog is going to be a great use to. Today, the book we will discuss is It the Frog, written by Brent Tercy. Canadian American Brent Tercy has been his economics, history, psychology, and business of over 30 years. He has contributed and written over 70 books as the top selling author. In addition, Tercy is a passionate about public speaking and address many corporate and public audiences about personal and professional development. Eat That Frog by Brenters is a well written and easy to digest list of 21 tips to help you stop procrastination and get more work done. At at 1% better, we read all books before summarizing them. Therefore, I have read this book and we will now share some essential takeaways from it. This particular book was immensely helpful for assisting me with task delegating and timely fulfillment. This is an excellent guide for anyone overwhelmed with work and needing help. Knowing where to start, Brenters shares different method of planning and prioritizing show you how to identify the most critical tasks and gives tips for keeping focus. So let's take a look at 21 tips of this book, understand them. 1. Brain Tercy, their D's. To improve your self, focus on the 3 D's: decision, discipline, and determination. The decision must complete tasks and see them through to the end. Discipline comes into a play when you must repeat it new patterns repeatedly until they are automated. Finally, Tercy explains the determination is essential in the introductory stages of any new habit. It will help you your determination to drive the motivation to continue until a practice becomes more natural. 2. Part clarity. Having a clarity over goals and objects is one of the essential tools when it comes to productivity. When you have clear on your goal and what to do achieve them, you will work faster and get more done. Thus outline then 7 keys to step need to follow to achieve and sense of clarity and get more done. 1. Decide what it is that you want. 2. Commit to that by writing it down. 3. Establish a deadline and sub deadlines for specific tasks. 4. Identify everything that needs to be done by to reach your goal and write it down in a list. 5. Arrange your list into a clear plan beginning with what needs to be addressed first. 6. Start actioning your plan as soon as possible. 7. Come into working on something daily to ensure you do everything possible to reach your goal. Clear written goals have a tremendous effects on your thinking. They motivate you, galvanize into action. They stimulate your creativity, realize your energy, and help you overcome procrastination as much as any other factor. 3. Planning in advance. You should plan every single day on reach a daily if you know what you plan to get done. Being able to plan things will significantly affect your life. You will never approach a day of known and who always understand what expected and you what expect over yourself. Your mind, your ability to think, plan, and decide is your most powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. Tercy defines as 6P formula proper planning prevents poor performance. Tercy explains that planning is a simple task. When you have large project pending, take time to list all of steps required to complete the task. If these steps are arranged according to priority deadlines, you have a clear timeline to plan immediately. Work from the top of the list down and you will make massive progress before you know it. 4. 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule can be applied to everything. 80-20 is a popular way to view business and sales behavior. For example, 20% of what you do will likely account for your 80 of your results. You may have a list of 10 different tasks or jobs, one or two likely significantly more critical. These are the tasks you must do first. Prioritize your list in order or importance. The most valuable tasks you can do are often the most challenging and most complex, but the payoff, the rewards of completing these tasks efficiently can be a tremendous. For the reason you must adamantly refuse the work on jobs in the bottom 80%, will you still have lesson in the top 20% left to be done. Resist the temptation to clear up small things first. 5. Understand all consequences and your time. Before you take on task or activity, Tracy recommends that you consider the potential outcomes and consequences of said task. This is what you should help you determine the importance of the study. Another thing that Tracy suggests you consider is how you view your time. He explains that anyone with a long-term view of their life will likely make significantly better decisions about how their time is spent and how what tasks. Likewise, if you think about your future 5 to 10 years, you likely make choices and act to ensure you will reach your long-term goals. This is will significantly increase your productivity and workout. 6 is a procrastination your work okay. It would help you practice creative procrastination. Unfortunately, the reality is that you are unlikely to be able to get every single thing you need to be done on given day. So you need to let something go and you procrastinate on this small tasks and little bits and pieces that can be time wasters. Obtain the tasks you can skip. If you choose to procrastinate on your dream unimportant tasks, you will find yourself more successful than you decide the procrastinate on essential value adding tasks. 7. ABCD method. Third explain that is ABCD method is one way you can set your priorities daily. It is simple method that has potential to save you time and increase your productivity tenfold. One being with a list of your all daily tasks to label each task with an ABCD or E. 3. A is a essential task must be done today and there can be more than a job but again prioritize this is our A1, A2, A3, etc. 4. Tasks label BCD or E will be delete with only once all A tasks are completed. These tasks are not your priority, they get done once your performance have been fully addressed. 8. Key result area. It will be help you focus on your key result area, a key result area that you are entirely in control, you are responsible for it is completion. It will only get done if you do it. When working in office, you must discuss with your bosses or superior, identify your key result area. This is our most important responsibilities and it is visual that you can everyone that you work with understand which areas of work you are designated to whom. 9. Law of 3. You must identify their critical tasks that offer that most value and contribution to your company, that where your focus needs to be a majority of time. You have three keys: family, relationships, health, fitness and career. If you have one goal for each side, focus on the right things. 10. Preparation. Third explains that preparation is a critical to avoid procrastination and wasting time. The best thing to do ensure you have every tool or resource required before you being a task. Being a prepared means you won't have to divert from the work to get something you need. Instead, you can knuckle down and focus on the job as soon as you are ready without distractions until the task is completed. A-level skill upgrades. Thus explains that often you feel like you need more knowledge or ability to complete a task, you find yourself procrastination. It has to be do with lacking confidence in ability. The best way to prevent this procrastination is upgrade your skills and constantly learn. You will never know everything you need to know. So dedicating yourself to always learning will benefit you in the long run. Learning continually in a minimum requirement of success. There is are three steps you can take reach to require mastery. Read for 60 minutes about something relevant to your field daily. Whenever you an opportunity for a course for seminar arises, take it. Use your driving time to listen to relevant audiobooks or podcasts. 12 special talents. Thus explain that every individual has a unique talents and abilities that help them stand out from the rest. The key is identify what you are and leverage this is to boost your career. 3. Constraints. As you all have unique talents, thus a knowledge that you are have visual constraints. For example, one thing may be standing in your way for achieving your goals. However, you can identify your condition and this your plan to combat your weakness and you can process and reach your goals. 14. Pressure is useful. Although it gets a bad rap, Tracy explains the putting pressure on yourself obtain is the key to success. He explains that only a few people can work without supervision or stress. Most people rarely or leaders to impose time constraints and pressures to finish works. Your progress rapidly if you can learn to put pressure on yourself without depending on someone else's input. 15. Personal powers. You and your body are essentially a machine. It would help you to be a well-oiled, fulfilled, and rest to perform and at your best. It is not only about the physical but also your mental and emotional energies that need to be looked after. If you are look after yourself, will be able to work harder and work longer. Tersi has a first steps for maximizing your powers. Don't don't overwork to understand what your ideal work piece is. 3. Ensure that you get enough sleep daily. 4. Look after your physical and mental health and pay attention to it. 16. Motivation. Motivation is the one of those funny traits. Many assume it is something you either have or don't, but that's not the case. It is not the event of the determines your feelings but how you interpret them. It determines whatever these events motivate or demotivate you. Thus explains that being a optimistic is the best way to remain motivated. Don't take words or reactions the wrong way. Instead, constantly research for a good. You must refuse late to unavoidable difficulties and setbacks. Daily life affects your mood or emotions. 7. Technology. Although we struggle to remember life before technology and can't imagine what we do without it, technology can be a real time waste. The new era of the internet has allowed us to communicate and access information constantly, personal or business related. It's become a implementing distraction that Tersi identified as a problematic. This is also is increasing problem and regarding working being constantly accessible means distractions arises more regularly than ever. Remember, nothing happens when you go away from a day, a week, or month. Need to be in touch with your communication devices. This is all continuous revolving, whatever or not you are continuous contact with it. 8. How to slice and dice. Another technique that Tersi recommends is to slice and dice. This is task so Tersi puts in a reducing a big job to slimming slice size. This is a effective method of handling multiple charges. You detail in the entire task and then break it down into more manageable tasks or slices. You can start with a tiny pieces and know you are still progressing. Psychologically, you file in easier to do single small pieces of large project than start to whole job. Thus explain that is once you are completed one slice, no matter how small, you feel motivated to keep the ball rolling and move on it the next. 19 time they are sitting aside large chunks on times you can focus on the virtual work. This is blocks of your must under broken and unrepeated schedule. This is time chunks in advance and commit to them. 10 20 urgency and momentum. It will be best if you are create a sense of urgency so that there is a momentum to work When you regularly take continuous action towards your most important goals, you are activated to momentum principle of success. Thus explains that the momentum principle of success explains that although getting started may seem to take an initially large amount of energy and energy required to keep going will being a significantly less. 21 single handling. The single handling task you are required to work only one task without any distraction for bringing to completion